AI business growth, marketing growth. That's what we're here to talk about today, with a sprinkling of some pretty cool tools I'd like to show you on how you create your small videos, from small to larger ones like these ones. And so I'm really trying to, gear you up to being strategic business minded people who use AI, which is why you'll end up with the AI micro credential badge. As you can see on this video, I also happen to have the Greek translation on. I'll change it for the next time I do the video to another language. But that's really cool. So it's live translate, as many people are working with international students or international markets. But what I'm hoping to help you do and embrace is leveraging the power of AI for business marketing planning, in the area of growth for your business, for your plans, for your marketing, because it's really your creativity becomes unlimited with the with the speed that AI can help you. And oh, this is I forgot to share. She is someone I created through ChatGPT some time ago as one of my AI digital doubles, and I love I'm a Trekkie and the Borg, of course. So that's who I am in Borg world. Being blind in one eye as I am, I thought she was pretty fitting. This is what I'm going to talk to you about today: effective strategies utilizing AI in the area of enhancing your growth. And so let's just start. Well, what way can AI help you enhance your growth? Well, you think about the 5 steps you currently use. So we're not creating a new world. We're not doing something unusual. We are taking what you currently do and just making it faster, making it better, helping you in your creativity. So, what are the 5 traditional steps in effective growth? It could be you normally start with your strategy and your goals, right? You're not going to start elsewhere. If you don't know what your goals are, then you may be planning for something that's not really effective. So you want to know your strategy, know your goals, and from that, you create your plan. I always put that together. I'm not going to create a plan without having a strategy. I'm not creating a strategy just to have a strategy. I want to plan with that strategy. So when I use my own years ago, when we were just creating strategies, I always had a plan to go along with it, right? That makes sense. So that's how I would use AI, is to help me understand how to better understand my market so that I can create an effective strategy, how to understand what my value add is, understand what my goals can be within that. I like to revisit my goals and my strategies, my goals on a quarterly basis to make sure I am still on target for my strategy. Understand my target audience. Who is my target audience, and what are their pain points? This is the biggest thing, is AI can help you really understand the pain points of your clients. What are they really looking for? And then how can you fill the void, help them ease their pain with what services or products you offer, and speak in their terms. So without your strategy and goals, you can't do that next step. And AI can help you do that faster and more creatively. And then understanding your competitors, really understanding, okay, so now that I know my goal and my strategy and what my value add is to my clients and what their pain points are, who else is doing the same thing? Where else can my clients go and find the same product or services to fill their pains? It could be from within, it could be, who is it? And it'll help you understand your competitors and how you can fill the gaps and understand the weaknesses. It'll help you do something called a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and how you can position yourself better than your competitors. In market conditions, there are things out there that we may not have as much control of. But I think it was Winston Churchill that always said that if there is a threat out there, there's always opportunity within it. So how can you find the opportunity within market and climate that isn't as favorable as it could have been in the past? So it helps you understand that, which is brilliant, right? And then creating engaging content, knowing all of the above, it now is ready to help you create engaging content where you're bringing in there the value add you need, those clients of yours need to hear, where you are solving their pain points. And what is this creative content I speak of? It could be a blog that you put into your website because a blog is essential for SEO, search engine optimization, but also this is what our friends AI are looking for in bringing you to the top of their recommendations as well. So they want to read your blog. That's something that is friendly to SEO, to AI. So first, once I have my strategy, once I know what the pain points, I ask AI to create a series of blogs for me that I can put into my website. Of course, you're the expert, so you need to understand, you need to check it before you finalize it and put it up, right? That's always the way. And then you also need to ask it to create. So if your target audience are women over 50, you want to be on Facebook, right? So then you want a series of Facebook posts that link back to your blog. If you happen to be someone who is communicating on LinkedIn, then you want a series of LinkedIn posts and articles. Of course, you want to take advantage of creating articles that are similar to your blogs on LinkedIn. But the thing is, I'm telling you all this, you go, oh boy, that might be overwhelming, but it's not, because then you ask AI, okay, so now that I know my strategy, where should I distribute my message? It'll tell you, okay, you know what? Knowing who your target audience is, because we just did that, here is where you should be putting your efforts in your market. And so it makes it simple for you because now it's telling you where in a nice way to go. That was funny. Um, so it understands your competitors. So therefore, it understands what's not going to be the same old, same old. It could tell you to, start using TikTok because there is a younger target audience that's coming up and they are on TikTok. And you go, oh, wait a minute. And it could tell you, your competitors aren't there at all. You have quite an opportunity. So this is where it can help you then create the engaging client content that your specific audience wants to hear. Because a person who is under a certain age of, say, 25 or even under 18 will want to hear a very different message and see it in a different medium than someone who is older than 50, right? So I love that aspect too. And then building long term relationships. Once we have our messages out there, how do you convert them into clients? And again, AI can help you do that with various tools that it has. Okay, so now let's continue with what's next. How do we integrate AI into these steps? So, again, if it's something you're already doing well, you may not want to bring AI into the fold. But if it's something that you think AI can help you with, why not try it out and see what happens? So, defining your goals. How can AI help you with that? AI can analyze your past performance data through spreadsheets, through marketing trends to identify clear goals and objectives for you. So, it could be seeing what you've sold in the past and let you know that that market doesn't exist anymore. Or, you were selling a little bit of this and this market is huge. They just don't even know about you. So there's those kind of things that can help you with understanding your audience. Really, I mean, that's huge. That's the biggest part, I think, understanding your audience and your competitors. Those two aspects, not using AI to understand what their pain points are better and segregating your demographics would be really a crime as far as I'm concerned, because AI can really help you do both their preferences, their purchasing behaviors, spelled correctly. And then you can also AI to help you understand your competitors. And this is where we use our competitor analysis tools, which I really love that AI helps us with. And creating a SWOT analysis is so powerful. And it does it so quickly for you. You really need to take advantage of that. And market health analysis, something that you may have done before you can't do now, or something you could not do before you can do now. So you need to understand that. and then engaging content based on all of the above, keeping up with AI, keeping all of that in mind. It can help you generate higher uh, quality content. And what do I mean by that? So you're going to ask it to create your blog. And in that, it normally knows to put your keywords in it. It knows what those target audiences are searching for. Because you would ask it to do a competitive analysis in that. I would ask it, as I'll show you in some of my prompts that I'll be sharing with you in a moment, you ask it to analyze what tone and what keywords are your competitors using. So you can do better than them. You can also, and what keywords are your target audiences searching for? So you can ensure that your blog is using those same keywords so you do come up, right? And then it makes sure that your posts are aligned and everything flows using those same keywords so that you're getting found, but also then your marketing messages and your tone and the quality of your images and your videos are ones that will grab attention. And then building your long-term relationships. I'm not going to get into that as much today. I'm going to use that more so for something when we do automation. But in that, it can help you automate and personalize follow-up messages that often we use in retail and other B2B type of communications out to our clients. So advantages of using AI, the activity being strategy, boost your strategies. AI acts as a powerful coach and ally, improving the effectiveness of your existing efforts. And it really fills in the gaps that you may have missed otherwise. One of the things I like to do with strategies that I don't think I have a slide on that, but it's who might I partner with who already has my target audience, but I would complement what they have, and both of us together would be a value add. So it'll identify who you might partner with. Also, it could identify what conferences should you go to, what groups should you join to help your visibility. So not just digital things, but also physical things it can help you do. So that within your strategy. And I do that again annually. I look at not only where is my target audience and my competitors, but I also look at how do I improve my reach through leveraging current organizational groups who exist. And I then look at the budget of joining their organizations and I decide which ones would benefit most my clients if they saw me there and we got to know each other there. Insights and expertise provides you instant expertise at all times. It's powerful. So think of it as that new virtual assistant that you have who's available 7/24 without added cost to your organization, but they're tireless and of course they are new. That's why I use the word new. So you still need to watch them and make sure that they're not giving you information that isn't correct. Content creation, seamless creation, where it's not effortless. We saw that. So I need to take that out. But it's design, which is more engaging and more creative than you could have done otherwise. And we saw that just in creating our own action packer, who we are in AI. It does take some effort until you get it rolling and understand it a little better. And client engagement. It really simplifies how you'll end up following up when we do this a little bit later. So AI broadens our reach, as I mentioned, simplifies our personalization. It also helps with analytics, and that's something I'm going to do when we talk about our optimization and automation. Is that's where I'll bring analytics into it, and AI can help us with that as well. So here is a nice little exercise. It's a prompt that I'll show you the output of it in a second, but here's something you can definitely do on your own. What are the key demographics? That's your target audience, like their sex, their age, where they're located, and preferences of indicate your industry. Are you an educator of adults? Are you a Are you a media company? Are you like what is your industry and who purchase, and then your types of services or products. So an industry can be pretty wide, but what's your niche in it? What's your services and products? And what region? Who do you sell to? Which location? Which area are you in? Because some of us are only in certain areas. Some of you might be further reaching. So where are your areas? And what are their unique pain points? So that to me is just so important. What are their unique pain points and how can my product or service take away their pain? So this could be two prompts, which is I have two sets of quotes, or it could just be one prompt, which is fine. So how can my products or services take away their pain? And that is the biggest. Once you know the first, then you can take the second one and actually run with it. So here's an example of what you may want to create with that knowledge. Leverage AI to generate high quality personalized content for your marketing campaigns. This could include your social media, your blogs, your emails, product descriptions. Don't forget about your product descriptions. I don't know if that affects any of us on in this cohort, but it could. It would be going back to your online product descriptions and making sure that the AI takes a look at them and sees if you're missing keywords, because that's critical to have the right keywords in your product descriptions. Okay, that makes sense, right? So, in that, another example prompt is generate a blog, as I mentioned before, and a series of social media posts to promote this. Again, the square brackets is where you put your own information. It could be product or service to your client demographics. Who are your demographics? Emphasizing its and solving their pain points to their for your unique benefits. So what's their pain points, which means it's going to be talking about your unique client, your unique product or service benefits that solve their pain. You think, oh, I don't have anything unique, but AI will find it for you. It will ask you questions till it finds the uniqueness of you and your product. Right? An email campaign introducing my product to my potential clients, indicate who those potential clients are. So, and the reason I say indicate your potential clients, at this point, AI knows your potential clients, but you may want to be talking to that segment it's identified who happens to be, you may have 5 different segments of clients, is what I'm saying. For example, very few of us just have one type of client. Most of us have several. So you may want to have a different message to each one, of course. So this is an automotive matrix, an automotive dealer matrix for new car buyers. It happens to be in the Kawarthas. It could be anywhere. So the actual prompt was based on this one. And what it gave us was the segmentation of their audience. So it was who are my segment of my audiences, who and what are their pain points. And my products happen to be I'm a new car automotive dealer. And I've said where I am. I'm in the Kawarthas. So they got demographics, they've got safety first needs, their families whose age are between 30 and 55. There's retirees whose age are 60 and above. Brand loyalty, prefers comfort, hybrid, simple tech. So it's telling you your different types of demographics. It's beautiful. And then adventure seekers, all age preference, trucks, SUVs, all terrain vehicles, eco conscious buyers, all age. They prefer EV hybrids and value sustainability. So it's giving you your different target audiences, and then there's the value seekers. And then it's telling you what their pain points. So this pain point is different than that one, than that one, than that one. And then the solutions you offer. So the exact solutions and how you can offer your services and how you would frame it. And then content ideas. And then it's giving you here, because in the prompt, you also ask for those content ideas. It's giving you the content ideas. So in this one, value seekers, how to get the best deal on a new car in the Kawarthas. avoid hidden fees, what you need to know. So you're behaving as the expert. I love that because I do want to be positioned as an expert if someone is buying something as a vehicle, because that's a huge, huge investment for them, right? So you can see it gives you some really great quality ideas for a blog that you're going to put into your website and then the posts that come out of it. Okay, so and this, the prompt is what's important. You need to know how to speak to AI, and then it comes out with this to help you grow your strategy, to help you grow your market. So this in itself is a huge aha when you get it. You really become effective in who you're working with, how you're working for yourself. And so this one again, okay, so this one was done by Copilot, and then Copilot continued with its suggestion. It says blog strategy tips, localize your content, use Kawartha specific references, weather, terrain, lifestyle, use storytelling features, real customer journeys. Of course, people love to hear real customer testimonials because they say, oh, yeah, I'm just like that person. I see why they love that car or whichever service we're talking about. Education, people want to know that you're the expert. So you want to break down complex topics, and blogs will help you do that, and AI will help you do that. And then Copilot said, would you like help drafting one of these blogs or turning it into a downloadable guide for your dealership? Hello, of course I would. So why not say yes and see what it comes out with? You're not paying it anymore. And then ChatGPT 5, and I just say 5 there because that's all 5 now. But it used to be that you could have 4 would come up and you'd want to switch it to 5. But automotive dealership, the exact same prompt. And then it came out with this as far as my breakdown in my target audiences. Went from the young families, the retirees, cottage resident, seasonal residents, commuters, sorry, small business owners, and contractors. Interesting, right? So this contractor was new. That wasn't in the other one. So it's good to do it, I think, in multiple uh, chats, multiple AI tools like these, because you're not sure one might come out with something you didn't realize. And then it came out with my matrix that I asked for the unique pain points, how to solve their pain, and then ideas for the blog. Pretty cool, right? So I just absolutely love this. And now when I look at it, it then continues and says, okay, here in summary, as you're the expert, the best here is the blog's post that I suggest you do. And then it asks if it wants you to let it draft some of your content. And of course, you're going to say yes. And then it starts drafting the content because I said yes. And then it started drafting the content with young families, caption strollers, hockey gears, diaper bags sound familiar, finding the right family car, and it goes on with what it will be, what it thinks is a great post for you. And then it tells you, um, Sophie, would you like me to also turn this content into a calendar so it can create a calendar for you? So now Gemini, what it came back with for the same prompt was due to the limited public knowledge available on the demographics and preferences of new car buyers, specifically in the Kawartha region. My response synthesizes broader Canadian automotive trends available for demographic data for the lakes. Okay. And then when I look at it, there's actually really good information as well. So I'm not going to go through these because I'm going to run out of time, but you can see the type of pain points, how your dealership can take away the pain points. So how you're solving the pain is what that was. And then the content ideas for each pain point that they have. And then now the next one that I like to share with you for growth. So that one is huge, right? So that one is understanding your target audience, understanding their pain points. Okay, so understanding your target audience, you've got that down, pain points. Okay, so now who are the actual competitors? So this is now we get into competitive analysis to help you grow. So using prompts like summarize the tone and SEO strategy of competitors. So this is kind of in reverse. First, I should have asked it, who are my competitors who would sell to, and I would choose my demographic up here, and I would find young families who are selling cars to young families in the Kawarthas. Who would my competitors be? And it would come up with the list. So then once I have that list, I would ask it, use, I would ask it, summarize the tone and SEO strategy. So that's going to tell me the keywords of certain competitors. And so, and here we go. So in this case, I was asking it as a shoe sales company, a retail shoe sales company in the Kawarthas. So it's come up with Chesler Shoes, Bigley's, Grady's Feet Essentials, and the Shoe Company. And it's telling me the brand, trusted, family owned, Bigley's, warm, family focus. So it's telling me what their brand is, brand tone, I should say, and then social media presence, it's telling me where they're active. And then it's telling me SEO. It's saying, for example, in Bigley's, it's saying that strong SEO, shoes and Bob Cajun worth of footwear. So it's telling me what they're saying. Website, it's telling me what they are, how user interface, what their website is like. And then product differentiator, it's telling you what the market sees as the product differentiator that each has, and then it tries to see if they have email marketing or SMS marketing. It's a tough one for it to see that one. Then it says, in this case, I said, please compare it to Chesler shoes. So in this column, it's telling us how Chesler shoes can position themselves compared to these companies to better themselves. So that's pretty cool. And so Chesler shoes happened to be in the summer co-op, first program that we did, not the co-op, the cohort. And what she now has, she's the one that now has AI going out and doing a competitive analysis on a weekly basis of their competitors, what they do with AI, with their social media keywords and so forth. And then they get into what posts they should have. And of course, they use a lot of their own expertise because they second generation shoe store. So they're not just depending on AI. They have a lot of value add from their own staff and their own selves. So brand chart, this is where it's now telling us we've asked for a brand chart, telling us the colors and their brand voice because we were interested in that. So that's pretty powerful. I mean, you normally have to do a lot of research yourself to find out all of this information, but not so with AI. And you can update it as often as you want by just replaying, if you want to call it that same prompt. One of the things I forgot to say is once you find a good prompt, save it. You should have a prompt library because it really helps you reuse that same prompt. So here's a one that I did, which is I built with CapCut is where I did this one. Please build me a video with two cartoon dogs, an English retriever, white retriever, and a Belgian shepherd with a black face like my Toby and Princess, and have them talking about wanting to go play in the woods. So this little video here shows you how to do that. But I'm going to also show you in a second on how to do things like that. But you're creating and it still works out well, is to create the frames in ChatGPT. I know we are a little bit frustrated with it when we're creating our own our own little uh, introduction to who we are by using it, and we saw how frustrating it can be. But it could be something that really works for you as far as creating the scenes and then putting those scenes into something like ChatGPT and creating the cartoons. So it actually does work, and I'll show you how. So optimize reach. I'm going to analyze the performance of my last email. Again, we're going to talk about this and the reach and the CRM, customer relationship management tools, in the analytics portion of this course, and the building longer term relationships. I'm going to be talking about that in a couple of weeks as well. So, and we're going to talk about why personalize at that time as well. Okay. So, some of the CRM tools that are out there, just your websites themselves are often acting as CRM tools, where if you have a central website, someone signs up for a newsletter, someone signs up for an interest, someone bought something, you're able to use it as a CRM tool, customer relationship management tool, follow-up tool based on what they purchased in the past. And a lot of them have AI built into it now. Again, we would talk more about that when we talk about some of our personalization. And then there are tools just for nonprofits that also do similar things where they have industry type tools built right into them. And I'm not sure that is something that any of you would be interested here. But that's something that does exist. And here are some of the mainstream customer relationship management nonprofit website platforms that now have AI integrated into them for their follow up, their donor information, for following up with new requests. So if I start moving now to creating images, you can just use these same tools to create your images if you wanted to. So all three of these, all I asked was generate an image of, in this case, I said the Peterborough, Ontario lift lock. So it could say whatever you want. And I wanted fireworks in the background. So I'd want to use this for some promotion I'm doing. So I didn't say you create a video. I said I need an image. So this was pretty cool. So you could see the different ones: Gemini, top left, Copilot, top right, and then ChatGPT down in the center. So they all are very different and they're beautiful. So I would be proud to use any of these. So that's something I just wanted to let you know exists, and you have the rights to use it because you're using AI to generate it for you. So that's pretty cool. AI marketing tool. So this is the gist of what I wanted to get to in the second half of this little video together. So what I did was I started off by creating a little chart for you, and it ended up becoming a bigger chart, so it's over 3 slides. But I also am going to be sending it to you as a PDF or putting it up on the board as a PDF for you. So in here, we were talking a lot about which video tool is better for you. And that's where I wanted to plant the seeds for you now, in case you'd like to do some short videos or any type of videos for that matter as your final project, or just knowledge for yourself. So there are certain types of videos out there that are really powerful video tools. I've been using quite a bit of them. When I first did this in the summer, I was suggesting Blaze. Now I'm not suggesting Blaze. I was suggesting Open Art. Now I'm not suggesting Open Art. There are so many that keep on coming and going. The ones I'm suggesting seem to be pretty strong as far as sticking around, and the features are just getting better and better. So these are content tools. They're content tools. The first couple I'll be sharing with you, and then the next couple are video tools. And then the last one happens to be something we all know, and that's called Canva. That's still powerful. So this one here is Chat GPT. Hello, our friend that many of us know, that's built on Open AI, the original AI tool that's hit the market. So I often use Chat GPT, and then I use Gemini, and then I use Copilot to see which one I like the best output from. But my primary use for it is competitive analysis. I do not do a competitive analysis anymore without going to ChatGPT first. And then my plans. Once I have my competitive analysis, I ask it, okay, so what's the first, second, and third? What are the 5 steps I need to do to implement this plan? So I'm doing my competitive analysis, and based on that, and based on who I am, and what I should have said here first was my business plan. So what are the aspects that need to be in my business plan? What's my competitive analysis? What are my goals? What can they be? My and and so much more, right? And so I think one of the things I missed actually in the strategic plan are what are my KPIs, my key performance indicators. So this is something that AI can help you do as well. AI can help you create your business plan by taking you through step by step what should be in your business plan. Now, many of you aren't in a position where you're just starting your business. So that's why I don't think I started with a business plan. If some of you were just starting your business, we would have started at the very beginning with what your business plan is, because you'd probably want to use that to get grants. You'd probably want to use that to get funding. You'd want to use that to make sure you're in a business that actually has a future. Because many of you are already in your companies, I didn't even start with that. So if you were doing a business plan, you would use it a little bit differently because in your business plan, you're using your real financials. I would never do that with ChatGPT. I would only do that within my secure environment. So if I am creating a business plan, I still will get competitive knowledge from ChatGPT. I'll still understand my market from ChatGPT. I'll still understand my value add. I'll get all that information we talked up front, but when I want to turn the page and actually create my own real business plan with my own real financials, I am going to go into my closed group. I'm going to go into where I have my own ecosystem. So I'm going to go into my actual Microsoft Word document and have it and have Copilot enabled on the within Microsoft Word and have it there helping me create my business plan. This we're going to talk about when we create our when we do our productivity webinar, so and productivity week. So don't worry about it, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention that I would not create my I would never put my financials in Chat GPT. I would do competitive analysis, I would do market research, I would do content ideas, but I would not want to share my financials there. So another thing I do with ChatGPT, getting back to that one, to this one little entry here, I would do my scripts. So if I am creating videos, if I'm creating blogs, if I'm creating a podcast, I go to ChatGPT to let it know, okay, here is what my information. I need to create a podcast. Please create the script for it. Or I'm creating a little video for my clone on whatever tool I'm using. And so please create the script. So I create my scripts with ChatGPT as well. So that's pretty cool. And my research I always do. I use it like my research assistant is really what I do. So the strength, the fast reports, fast information, the formatting I love because I can get it in a matrix. 'Cause I love matrices. Multilingual, I can have it translate things properly for me. So limitations though is the prompts need to be really good on ChatGPT as we've seen. So that's one of the things you need to be careful of, and you need to verify the answers. I found today I've been putting in prompts and I was going a little bit too fast and it was coming out with the strangest content. So you need to be very careful with that. And sometimes we call that hallucination when it starts coming back with things that make zero sense. So it does do that from time to time. So typical output, I like getting from it my briefs, my plans, my posts, my emails, copy my I do not do ads myself, but videos, scripts, and I will get in I like doing also with it infographics. I love infographics. So ease of use, of course, it's a 5 out of 5, 5 being very easy. Learning curve is very low. So if you're training people on how to do it, this is a good one to train on because it's very easy to use. Fee estimates, you do want to get the pro, and it's between $20 and $60 a month. And it's well worth it. I don't have any limitations on how many I can do a day, and I do quite a few. So I know Carlene was talking about the limitations she has on it. So I don't. We need to check as to how what plan you're using. And so the best is for strategy writing, and really helping you with your ideas. It's pretty amazing. So now another one that I use often, and again, you may not need this one. This one would be one of the optional ones as far as I think ChatGPT is one you're going to need no matter what. And then 11 Labs. 11 Labs is one that is you use for high quality voice cloning. So if you want voice cloning, and you're not looking at the video, you just want the voice cloning, then 11 Labs is perfect for that. And then when would you use that? You would take that voice cloning and you could overlay it on videos, say that you're using on Canva. So that works really well. So it's your voice and you're overlaying it. Or you can take that and you can use it on tools that you're using elsewhere because the voice is so amazing, like on um, HeyGen that we'll talk about in a second. And then I don't know if I have, I need Hey Jen here too. And so then so high quality voice narration, but the real cool thing is podcasts. You could give it just a document that you've worked on or some marketing information that you give out to clients and it can and testimonials from client. That's a really good one from clients, case studies, things that you've done on with clients. It will create a really interesting podcast. It'll be like someone is interviewing you and it just brings you up to being that authority and being more believable because there's a podcast. It's like you're on the radio and people learn that way. They love podcasts. So it's very, very it's very good for that. So natural voices, the strengths are the cloning is amazing. Multilingual, you can do one thing in one language, and then you can translate it to whichever languages you want, which is something I know that a number of you are looking for. So cloning requires proper consent. So, of course, you need to make sure that it's voices you're allowed to clone. You don't want to clone, politicians, ideally. And advantages that consumes credit. Limitations, sorry, that's not an advantage. It does take up certain credits. So I know I can't do things that are over a certain number of minutes with the plan that I have. So I always have to break it down. So it's not something that I can clone an hour and a half. Um, I can clone somebody, but and myself generally, but I cannot then use it to create a podcast or to create me saying something which is longer than a certain amount of time. So that's a limitation. The output is MP3. MP4 is video, MP3 is audio. So the output is MP3 or a WAV file. And and the learning curve is very easy, I found. It says it's a 4 out of 5. This is what ChatGPT shared with me, but I found it was very easy. The learning curve is low to medium, manages projects, speakers, scripts, and it works on credit by credits. Um, so it ranges from $5 to $99 a month. I'm using the $5 version and I'm able to live within that because I'm probably not using it to a huge degree. And then the professionalism is huge. The audio podcast is huge. So I absolutely love that. So the other two, and this should be three. I'm going to add HeyGen to this for you. And I'll try to do it off the cuff. But CapCut is one that is short mini videos that it's owned by TikTok. So if you are looking to become a TikTok, moving towards TikTok, it helps immensely. It does a few different things. So if I was to say it just creates short videos and animates many different aspects of them, the transitions are wild, the hooks are wild. That would be underselling it or under something it because I'm not selling it. It also has, for those of you that understand how to create videos, it also has tracks. So you're able to put tracks on top of tracks on it. Whereas you have a video playing, you can put another video over it or images to cover that part or all of that existing image. And that's where people get those really cool transitions where you have somebody wearing one outfit. The next thing you know, they're wearing another outfit. How'd they do that? So it has these things called tracks that allow you to have, someone jump up and then when they come down, you have on the track above it, the person when they're landing on the ground is wearing a different outfit. So that's one of those, oh wow, that is so cool. kind of things you can do with CapCut. So it's the cool one that, and it has longer abilities to it, so it's not just 20 seconds. It has animation and it has real humans, and it also has these transitions which are outstanding, sound effects which are outstanding. I can't even do justice to the effects it has, where you can overlay a certain effect. You can delete or get rid of the background on a video. You can get rid of the background on an image. That's not new to any of us anymore. So there's a lot you can do with it. The timeline, easy timeline editing templates, strong AI captions, fast social media export. So you can export, you can download it very easily. It'll change it from one dimension to another. So you can use it on Facebook, or you can use it as a story, or you can use it on TikTok. So that's really cool. And it downloads it as an MP4, which is the standard file format that we can all actually use. And limitations, some assets, features behind Pro, not ideal for long stream cast lectures. So for the type of lectures that I do here, I would not use CapCut. I use something called Camtasia, which is why I'm going to share that with you. So that's what I use for my lectures when I'm creating them. It also has tracks. I can put my track when this one, it records me on the side. CapCut does that too, by the way. You can do a screen recording on CapCut as well, and it can have you talking on the side, which wherever you want to be, you can move yourself around, just like I'm doing here with Camtasia, but it's just not as long as Camtasia's is. And Camtasia is on my desktop. I've downloaded Camtasia and I use it here. So if you're used to Adobe Pro, Camtasia is a less expensive offering, and it is easier to use than Adobe Pro. So that's one I would recommend. But let's just go back up to CapCut. So it helps you with reels, shorts, branded snippets. You can add your own coloring to it, your own brand or someone else's if you're doing multiple clients. Ease of use is 5 out of 5. It's very easy to use, low tech, easy to teach, and many different aspect ratios. And it's not expensive. There is a core program you can use for free, but you run out of bandwidth really fast as far as how much you can put of your own stuff in it and how many things you can do as far as the animation. It has a ton of templates you can start using if you wanted to, as ideas and inspiration. And the monthly cost is not expensive. I'm really finding it to be cost effective. So the best use is for entrepreneurs, repurposing, publishing frequently to social media posts like videos and other things. So I love it. And then Camtasia is one that I use for my learning platform. This is where I create my videos for my learning. This is where I download my Zoom videos, and then I edit on it. And I love this tool. It's a little bit harder to learn to use, but if you also, I'm thinking of a couple of you who are saying how you are video experts. If you're already using Adobe Pro and you were saying it is a little costly, this one would be easy, really easy for you to learn because it's easier than that one. And it's about, I know I pay around $250 a year. Maybe I pay more and I didn't realize that, but it's worth it for me because I'm on it every day, a few times a day. It's great for educators and producing tutorial content. Then the one that's missing here that I wanted to talk about was HeyGen. HeyGen is where I go to to clone my voice and have it speak as an avatar. So I've cloned me as a human, and I've cloned my voice, and that's where I'm able to create shorts of me talking. I also have myself in there, so it looks like a real human. You can on HeyGen, I haven't done it yet, but you can on HeyGen have myself doing a video conversation with somebody else. So I can upload the script and have two people that are AI generated people. One could be me, one could be somebody else talking about the same thing you could do in 11 Labs as a podcast. Hey, Jen, you can do it as a video. So that's pretty cool. HeyGen did cost me a little bit. It's not as expensive as Camtasia, and I do not think it was as inexpensive as CapCut, but I like doing short videos on there with my digital self. So I know I'm going to be using that one. So I would also add I'm going to add a line of this for HeyGen for you, because that would be a true missing here. And then finally, Canva, of course, I would be remiss in not sharing with you that Canva is a tool that we've all used in the past, and it now has AI built into it as well. And so the ease of use of Canva, of course, is 5 out of 5. The owners of Canva from Australia are just outstanding people. I love watching their live updates, very inspirational. Excuse me. So it can help you with sample videos, certainly not as powerful as CapCut, but it can do some pretty rudimentary, videos. You're uploading your own video. I do this for some of my clients where they have a video and then they have a radio commercial. So I'll upload their radio commercial to it. And then from that, I create stills and put video so it matches. What I can do now, though, is I can take those radio commercials and put them into HeyGen because I have their voice and I can clone them. Oh my goodness, that's a great idea. So I'm going to try that next. So that's pretty cool, right? So strengths and is it's a lot of templates. Your library, once you upgrade on that one, is again, it's inexpensive to upgrade. I think many of us are already upgraded on Canva, so it's worth it. If you're going to be doing flyers, if you're going to be doing um, short videos, I still find that Canva is often where I go to take an animation that I've created on ChatGPT, and I'll go sometimes to Canva to add logos and add other effects to it. Because as we saw in ChatGPT, it messes up logos from time to time and the words on it. I really don't let ChatGPT add my words. I go to Canva to add my words. So there you go. So this is a little tool that I wanted to share with you, just to give you a flavor of it. CapCut. So it's again, okay. One of the things I like about CapCut is that you can put the app on your phone and the app on your computer. So why would you do that? Because this is the computer view of doing the layers, for example. So however, so a couple things I want to say about this. So I might have some media that I have on my phone that I've taken that I'd like to put onto my CapCut. I'm out somewhere, I'm saving some videos and some taking some great shots on my phone. So I go into my CapCut uh, app on my phone and I upload them right into a project I'm working on CapCut. Then I come to my office where I have my big screen and I use the desktop CapCut, and it has a lot more features on that same project and it's much easier to use. So I'll finish it on my desktop. So that's what I wanted to get at. So it's like having your bank account again, where you can get to the same bank account on your phone as you can on your desktop. So CapCut is a really cool one to use if you're going to do these short videos. And so I really like these. So here I went to um, ChatGPT and I asked it to create a animated bear walking on ice and falling in downtown Coburg. And so I brought that into CapCut. Then I have some cool transitions where I got it transitioning, and I have another one that I asked it being ChatGPT, to create a person in downtown Coburg who is falling on the ice. So they did that. So that's the next screen, or the next scene rather. And then I have a couple of scenes on a new boot that they have with the cleats underneath. This one is made in Montreal. Anyways, this boot. So I have a little video of it, then an actual image of it, and then I have the actual same bear walking proudly downtown Coburg without falling. So I brought all of these into CapCut, and I'm really thrilled with the output. Let me find the output for you. Okay, so here we are in CapCut. So in CapCut, as I said, I have my media that I've uploaded right here. I can go to audio, which I went to before, and find all sorts of different music. They've got a ton of music, or you can upload your own sound effects as well. If I want different sound effects, which a lot of people will use like a boom sound in between if they're doing something really cool. Text, of course, if I want to do text overlay, and they've got a ton of different texts that you can use. Stickers, if I wanted to put in stickers, I haven't actually looked at the stickers. And then the effects, that's where some of the magic happens. You have these effects right over the actual scene that you have. So I could probably use that effect down here. I'll show you that in a second. I'll come back to it. I've got to remember where it was under effects, third over. It's under trending, but you've got new, you've got hits, you've got intros, outros, Halloween, lights, distortion. I mean, there's so many different effects you can put. Transitions, that's between different screens, so you can have them between. Captions, if I want to add captions to these. Filters, if I want to have a certain filter all through. Adjustments, which I can have things go faster or slower. Templates, there's all sorts of different templates I could use. And then there's these are the different templates I could have used if I wanted to instead of creating my own. And these are what I would these are what I would suggest you might want to use if you're doing some TikToks for the first time. So if I go over one, you can see what it's like. You put up your own photos and it's going to come out like that, right? So very cool. Oh, I like that one. And it uses trending music too. Let's see what this one's like. I don't want to click on it because I don't want to ruin the one I just did.
My love. I take one look at you, you're taking me out of the ordinary.
These would be your individual photos that you put in. Let's look at this one. I don't know what this one is.
Oh, I don't wanna fall in love.
Beautiful. So you would put in your photo and it would put that smoke image over it. This is obviously a photo that it's going to take and put into, so it's endless. And then your AI avatar, you can add an AI avatar in front of this person or the video you made, and it can talk. So you can upload your script to it if you wanted to, and have this avatar now in front of the actual um, thing you've made. So I may want to have him talking in front.
Hey, how are you today? Are you ready to create with CapCut? Press next
So I
and
don't want him, but I can add him to the actual, thing that I've created, which is so cool. I'm not sure how to get rid of him now. So now if I go back to, good, I got rid of them. So if I go back, it's really simple. I found it very, very easy to use. So I can make colors better. There's so many aspects that you can create. And if you wanted to mute this entire line, which is what I did, you click on mute because I added an entire new song to it that I found here on the audio. So let me just play this one for you. Pretty cool, right? So I could be adding the Chesler Shoes logo to this, would probably be smart. So if I go back here and I wanted to add that effect, let's go see what that would be like. And maybe I'll add it to this girl right over here that's already fallen. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go back over here to effects, and it was the third one in. So I'm going to go and cover her with this effect. And oh my God, that's beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to go over here and you'll see the effect. So very cool. So you could see the effect in there that it was snowing wherever she was. And so there's just so many different effects that you can put in there. It's yeah, well, that is so cool. Anyways, I haven't looked at all of them, but I do believe that this is a tool that many of you could use for creating shorts, for creating wows. And again, you could put in your own images or you can use theirs. But the templates are kind of cool as well. And again, it's owned by TikTok. And so if you connect your TikTok account to it, you have access to anything you've done on TikTok and all of their templates. It's really powerful. So that's CapCut, which I really think that a number of you are going to use beautifully. And I just wanted to share that in this time together. So I think that brings me to my hour, exactly my hour. Let's see what else was in this. Okay, so that was CapCut. Oh, these are just some things that I was going to just share with you. Some things. Um, this was, I just thought it was kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm making beef chili tonight for something we're doing on Sunday. So, can you generate an illustration of a beef chili recipe? So normally I just ask ChatGPT to create me a recipe and it comes up with my recipe. And I thought, oh, I heard that it does some really cool things if it can put images in the actual request. So this is it putting images in the request, which was pretty nice. And so you could probably use that for training for step-by-step guides to a client. So I thought, oh, that's kind of neat that it's put into the actual words. So I like that. So this is the one that I did in summer of 2025, actually. I had done this earlier, and this is the one I just did today. Yes, I should change that to today's. So I thought it was interesting that it did a little bit different, but very similar because it remembered. Actually, I did in the same thread, and this was the update. This is the one that I did in Gemini. So Gemini's was completely different. When I asked Gemini to create it, I kind of like what it did. It did a very different idea. It gave me the recipe up front. Then it showed me the images along the way, which was that's not how you make beef chili. That's interesting. It has a totally different idea. Wow. That doesn't make any sense. How did you go from big chunks like this to chili? Anyways, so I haven't looked at this one in that great of detail, but that doesn't make any sense. And then I just wanted to share that with you. This is the one I did with it back in the summer. I wonder if it's the same. Let me see. Did I get rid of it? Oh, look at that. It really updated itself from the summer. So again, these tools change constantly. So the beef chili recipe it did in the summer was very animated. I said the exact same prompt, and it's now given me these images. And this is actually how you're going to make it. The other one were nicer images, but the more recent one, but they weren't correct. Interesting. So that's just a different idea, and I know that you can use it for descriptions, step-by-step descriptions, and it could be very cool on how you use something like that. It could be something you use in your business, in your training. So, and then of course, Canva, not to be left behind because it'll never be left behind, I don't think. This is a picture of my dogs in the backyard, and and then this, I asked Canva to remove the background and background generator. I asked it to please change the background to a beach. So it changed the background to a beach. So my dogs are enjoying themselves on the beach. I wish that would be so nice. A secluded beach, just us and the dogs. Oh my goodness, that would be lovely. But yeah, no, it's not happening. And then this is myself. Again, I said, put me in an office with a bookshelf and this, I'll have you know, is 15 pounds ago. Oh, I'm so happy about that. Almost 20 pounds ago now. And so this is, it's taken out that background and it's giving me options, and I've chosen this background. So again, you can, in Canva, I like that part of the AI canvas generator. So that's really neat. So in Canva, when you're going to it, there's a YouTube video here that shows you how to use the Canva tools. But I would just go to Canva itself and look at all the AI tools. And Canva itself has some great learning programs in it and great videos on how to use and walk through Canva. I would use those. So that's all I wanted to show you today. So thank you very much. And I know I've missed a number of topics on this huge topic, but I wanted to give you a good feel for um, how to feel comfortable in growing your own AI strategic thinking. So when you're trying to grow your business, trying to grow your role, trying to, grow your market, AI will help you in so many ways. If you're ready to start using those short videos, you want to think of the type of video you want to use and then look at that chart and see which one will work best for you. Okay, thank you.